I just want to make a quick correction. There will be a few times in this video where I accidentally called this the QSP Mamba, which is not true. This is the QSP Deva, D-A-E-V-A, QSP Deva. And yeah, sorry that I accidentally called it the Mamba. Alright, back to the full video. Hi kawan, welcome to EDCReady. I'm your host Mr. EDC, and today I want to cover a video about this knife. So this knife is the QSP Mamba. And it's a fine budget knife, D2 steel and all that. I promise I'll be recording the full review and full disassembly later. I know my first video came out like 2 months ago, maybe 2.5 months ago. But yeah, I'm finally getting to it. Now I just had to settle some things in my life, but now I am back at it and I am fully motivated to finally get this channel up and going. So the first thing I want to talk about is lock rock. This is something that happens with liner locks and frame locks, and this goes back to how a liner lock works. So as you can see here, this is the liner lock right here, and when you open up the knife and it goes back, right, see that? See what happens? See that thing? I'll show it to you one more time. Yeah, so this is the tang of the blade, or the back of the blade, and then this is the liner lock, and there is some bend that was placed in this liner lock from the factory. So as the tang of the blade goes back, okay, and it passes a certain point, the lock will come in and it'll lock the knife in place. Okay, and as it evolves, as it adapts over time, what happens is a natural wear and tear will kick in, and then the line lock will slowly go further and further back on the blade. Okay, so now we are at around 20 to 30% lockup. It used to be a very early, like 5% lockup, but after some time it has gone off and slowly creeped towards the middle, which makes it feel a lot more solid. Unfortunately, what happens is that now it has developed a little bit of lock rock, because what has happened is that there is not as much bend from the factory for it to go even further. And this is actually a very easy fix. All I gotta do is I gotta take this knife apart, bend that lock bar further back so that once it engages, it'll go and it'll pretty much go all the way and then lock back securely. So I'm gonna take that apart right now and see if I can bend it and show you guys how I fix some lock rock in a liner lock knife. So this knife, actually I've taken it apart before. It is not an easy knife to take apart because of these extra tools that you have here. Once you have these things out, it's going to be a little bit complicated, but I'm going to see if I can simplify it by just taking out just a few necessary screws, which are this screws, this screw and this screw. That's pretty much what is holding this knife in. And yeah, I will show you guys the full disassembly when I record it after I show you this video. Okay, so we have a T8 here. The great thing about this is that it is a non-free spinning pivot, so we don't need tools on both sides to unlock it. Okay, hold on, it is jumping a little bit. There we go. Okay, that is coming out. That's coming out. Yeah, so that's the first pivot screw out. Next up, let's move to I think it's a T7. Yeah, T7 I believe, to get these screws out. Now, if I remember correctly, these screws, this pivot is free spinning, but I think since I didn't put any Loctite, it should come out nice and gently. Alright, now the last screw here. Okay, everything's in place right now. This last screw here, take that piece out. Unscrew that. Now one of these screws is not going to come out because it is I'm not sure why that is. Could be because it's not a free spinning screw, but okay, it looks like this is the one that is not coming out. Let's try the other side here. Alright, so yeah, this one should be coming out. This one should be coming out. Nope, it's not out yet. There we go. So this is the stops. Yeah, this is the stop pin. It goes up here to stop the blade. Okay, let's try to see if we can. Probably needs to be unscrewed a little bit more. Okay, little bit more. Okay, and it is out. And that was alright. That was not much of a fuss. Let's just tighten this screw back up so that it doesn't fly off. Oops. Okay, so that's it. We have the blade, we have the bearings here, as you can see, steel bearings, and yeah, so here goes my first ever disassembly video. Now I need to get onto this side because this is the side with the Linerlock. Alright. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take out these scales right here. Like so. It's one scale screw here. Take that out with the pivot. Alright, so we are now taking this screw out. Alright. Put that over here. Alright, what else do we need to take out? Can we just push this out? No, we can't. We gotta take this out. Alright. That should be coming out. There's another pin here. And lastly, we gotta take this piece out. Okay, I just want you guys to know that I have taken this knife apart many times, and until today I still kind of screw it up because it's not straightforward to take it out. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just not very good at disassembling knives. Alright. Okay, let's keep this here. Put this there. Let's take this washer out. Put this there. Alright. So now that we have everything out, we need to take a plier. I have here some very well used pliers. It has torn up. And then to be sure I don't scratch up the lock bar, right? I'm just gonna take this piece of cardboard and just put it around here, just to protect it a little bit. Alright, just to protect it a little bit, like so. Then all you do then is you take the plier, and there may be a better way of doing this, but I don't know what's the better way of doing that. So, and then we just bend it pretty much. Just bend it, add a bit more bend, and just pray that it doesn't break. Okay, just keep bending it. Right. So it could just be my imagination, but it looks like it has bent a bit more. But let's just give it another good tug, just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't want to hold this part, because if you hold this part and you try to pull this part, you might just end up like spreading your torque 50% here and 50% here. So you want to hold this back part right here, and then just brace this part right here, and just bend that too. Now when you bend it, it's not really about pushing down. You want to twist your hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, and then very simply let's put it back together. Now this is going to be quite difficult and it's going to take some time, so I'm just going to like blitz through this and speed up the footage. Alright, so while we are fast forwarding this video because it's a boring part of the video, I just want to give a bit of a shout out to my Patreon account. Currently, I don't have any patrons, but the account is up and running, so if you are interested, please go to the description box below. You can click the link to my Patreon account. Now, this account is just to help me grow the channel, and if at the end of the month you have a little bit extra cash and you want to contribute to help me grow the channel, help me bring better content and better gear to the channel, just go on to the link down below and just click it and see if you guys want to be part of it. And I just want to say thank you guys just for watching this video. You don't necessarily need to support the channel financially. Just by clicking the video, it already means a lot to me. Okay guys, back to the video. So washer goes in like that, then the plate goes in like that. Oops. Oh, by the way, these pivots are D-shaped pivots, which is why they're not free spinning, which is great because it means that once you unscrew one side, the other side won't unscrew at the same time. And then these bearings go in here. This goes in like that. Okay, let's get everything. Oh, forgot the stop pin. Very important. If not, it will not lock up. Let's just, yeah. try to put this in like so. So the stop pin has nice shoulders, which makes it easy to press it in. Okay, and then here is where we pray that everything fits into place. I'm just going to disengage the lock bar here, see if that makes it easier. Okay, we have one more screw that goes in here. Okay, here's the tricky part. How do you get everything in place? Oops, where is that from? Oh, that's from there. Okay, stop pin's in place, it locks up. Now let's put these screws in place. Oops. Just make sure these washers are not in the way, don't want to damage them. Something's not right. They are not in place. So now what is not in place? Okay, so stop pin is not in place. Okay, so that's in position. What about these? You know what, just to keep the stop pin in place, let's put in the pivot screw here. Okay, let's just tighten this up a little bit. Okay, that keeps the stop pin in place. Now let's get this part in. Sometimes it could work that all I need to do is take these screws out, give the pivots a little place to squeeze in. That could work. There's no harm in trying. Okay. Hold on. Something's not quite right here. Okay. Let's just try this. Let's just try to force this back in. Let's try to screw this in, if it even catches in the first place. No, not really. Okay. Assembling a knife is not easy. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now everything's in position. So let's just tighten everything up. Okay, these T7 screws are almost there. Okay, it's tight enough. You don't need to put a lot of torque in these back screws because it doesn't move a lot compared to the pivot screw here. Okay, so make sure everything's tight before we go to the pivot. Okay, it's tight. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. Alright. Now we move back to our... I wonder if this fits a T9. No. Okay. Yeah, my bad. It's a T8. T8 Allen wrench here. Tighten that up. Tighten this up. Alright. Okay. Oops. Not quite tight yet. Okay. Just tighten it up all the way. Right. There we go. Bit too tight, the pivot, I think. Hold on, let me check. Is there any blade play? Okay, there is zero blade play. The lockup is completely solid now. There is no lock rock at all. Side to side or up and down. Okay, action's good. One really nice thing about tightening up the lock bar like that is that if you have a weaker detent on the Linerlock, or I think a frame lock, I've got to test it out, but on the Linerlock, if you have a bit of a weak detent and you want it to be a harder detent, sometimes bending it in that direction will make the detent actually harder, and well, you get action like this. It just fires out. Okay, but let's back it up a little bit. I think it has too much tension in the pivot here. Can maybe get it a little bit softer. No rock. Bit of side to side. So that means that we can tighten it a bit more. Tighten it a bit more. There's just a little bit more side to side, but that has to do with the pivot tension, which we can just a little bit here and a little bit here. That should kill it. Oh yeah, hear that? Nothing. There is no lock rock. There's no side to side. Detent has become really strong. And yeah, action's great. Action's great. Alright, so hope this has helped you. If you own a Linerlock, if you own a Linerlock knife and you have some lock rock, which is so lock rock is an up and down kind of rocking here because the lock didn't fully engage, and also from frame lock, I would assume it's the same thing. I hope you can use this video as like a reference with how to fix it. Sometimes there can be other issues. Sometimes maybe the stop pin is not working properly, but as you can see here, it works well and the action is just as good. Alright, so thank you very much. I will be filming now the full disassembly, which will come out sometime a little bit later, and thank you very much, and of course, stay ready.